Get off to a quick start here.
And driving inside, Bo Hodges, one of the seniors here on senior day, missing his first attempt. Also, tempo, Stephen, these are two of the slowest teams as far as tempo goes in Division I basketball.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of methodical movement of the basketball side to side, looking for one of those open looks.
He's going to have to just put it up. And a rebound comes down to Justin Moore.
Excellent defensive possession that time by Villanova. In the passing lanes, denying first pass.
Villanova coming off a win Tuesday against Providence. They swept the Friars this season, but the Friars are the regular season champs in the Big East. Lining up a three and off the mark for Jermaine Sullivan, claiming the title. And Butler cannot get anything to drop early.
Yeah, it's interesting how everything shook out in terms of the regular season. And you know, Villanova beating Providence twice. I mean, in a spectacular game in the last one that Villanova had.
Yeah, 76-74. The win at Providence, they beat them by 5. Both were just fantastic displays of hoops. Gillespie on the baseline. There's Dixon. No. And these two teams are
here to start. And Gillespie took a quick look, but everyone else seems content to look for the best shot. Not a good shot, but the best shot here early. Now, that may change if they can't find the range. A nice closeout that time. Thought Moore had a little bit of space.
Well, he's going to work. He's got the size advantage. And Slater with a shot fake, and he's able to draw the most improved players in the Big East. He's really helped this team make a jump this year.
Well, Caleb Daniels, the young man, just made the pass. I really like his game.
Three-pointer. There's our first.
Let it go.
Again, Villanova makes over 9 threes a game. And there's the first three for Butler right off the bench. The freshman Simas Lukosius.
Simas, he kind of had a coming out party at DePaul 5 games ago. Really played well, made some clutch shots down the stretch to enable the Bulldogs get that road victory.
2-time Big East Freshman of the Week, hails from Lithuania. Here he is defending the post against Samuels. Samuels, the veteran, trying to take the freshman to school, but he Reed in the building just sitting to our left. He, of course, his time in Philadelphia became close friends with Jay Wright, coming up to support him. They chatted before the game.
I think that's so cool when you see coaches from different sports that form a relationship and come and support each other in a different way. I think that's really cool.
Gillespie cut off. Now down the lane with a full head of steam. Up and in for Samuel.
Terrific player at any level, but in terms of this Villanova team, the toughness, undersized forward, can do a lot of everything, and now him scoring as well.
Daniels, he can fill it up as well. Playing today for implications in that tournament, but of course for the NCAA tournament, we're right now, as in we turn it over here. Mike DeCourcy has Villanova as a 3 seed in the big dance. And look at Butler giving it right back. And turnovers at times this year have been an issue for the Bulldogs.
That was tremendous effort by Brandon Slater. He came from behind, dove to get the deflection to retain possession for his team. Those are winning plays.
Last Saturday at Marquette, as Villanova turns it right back over. But Butler turned it over 16 times at Marquette. And that was the reason LaVall Jordan said that they lost that game. They have 22-4 in deficit in points off turnovers against the Golden Eagles.
Oh, good help that time defensively. Nice rotation by Jaden Taylor.
Dixon so patient, missed it. Battling to get it back. And 3 bodies diving after it. We've got a tie-up. The arrow will keep it with Villanova.
Villanova possession in for the Wildcats.
LaVall Jordan, a 3rd losing season in 5, but you think of last year was the COVID year. They would have made the NCAA tournament for 2 years ago when COVID hit. So while it's been a rough season, I don't know that the resume fully explains what LaVall Jordan has gone through here at Butler.
Great call there, Brandon. And, you know, a lot has happened over the last couple of years around, you know, the health scenario and teams, you know, missing games, or it's been very difficult on a lot of programs, including this one.
Gillespie, and he is fouled baseline by Bo Hodges.
Hodges with the foul.
4 fouls in this game. All of them have been against the Butler Bulldogs. Longino is checked in, and he misses in that contact. We'll get a little breather. Archie Diacono has checked into the game. Now he gets it right back underneath on a good feed from Gillespie. Lost his balance.
I think Taylor had the right idea. Somebody for Butler needs to try to create something offensively. Villanova just stout right now in half-court defense.
Daniels right down Broadway, lays it in, and it's a Glendale, Maryland, and you see where he ranks there. Top 10 in steals, as I said, first in assists, and just adding on to his record today. But Butler struggling here offensively, down 8 with 7 minutes gone by.
I like that little pressure there and drop back into a man-to-man defense.
Oh, look at Samuels. He is so tough, isn't he?
Yeah.
Taylor thought about it. He will take it off the front of the iron.
Now Taylor's looking for his shot a little bit. I didn't particularly care for that one, Brandon. I want to get your teammates involved a little bit more on the offensive end. He's had a few looks here early.
Good pass. Samuels collects and then has to tap it back out. Justin Moore, three-pointer, book it. It is all built. Jay Wright, 6-time Big East Coach of the Year, has had at least a share of 7 of the last 8 regular season titles. But again, not this season. Providence winning their first ever Big East regular season crown. Although some Villanova fans, they might contest the validity of that, shall we say. Longino knocks it down. The talent. And that one off the mark, and it comes down into the hands of Slater. Butler's cold shooting continues. Longino, he'll try it again. Yes! Longino.
You never know.
Yeah, there's been, think of Antonio Gates, Mo Alley Cox. There's Andy Reid again. And again, Andy, he's close friends with Jay Wright from his time in Philadelphia. I went back to talk to Jay Wright pregame, and they were talking together, and I ended up in that conversation. I thought, man, which one of these things is not like the other? We got 2 Hall of Fame coaches. In the
Indianapolis does it as well as any city in terms of hosting Final Four, sporting events. I don't think you can go wrong having one here.
And of course, this building, Hinkle Fieldhouse, hosted the NCAA tournament last year as Gillespie misses a 3. Offensive rebound, though. Villanova dominating the glass, 12-4 right now.
Butler's really not putting up a lot of defense here. They're letting Villanova get anything they want.
Good look. Got it back. How about a second try? As he falls right over Moore.
Oh, man. Now that's an example of physical Big East basketball. Moore on a great block. It's very difficult when you're the primary defender to block a shot like that without fouling. But Hodges did a great job of staying with it and finishing.
Samuels shot fake, drive it. He throws it down with the right hand.
Just overall fundamentals.
Yeah.
They play off 2 feet so well.
Harris, tough contested jumper for Chuck Harris, the sophomore.
See, now Harris is one of the few guys on Butler that can create his own shot. If he sees a glimmer of daylight, he needs to go. Break the offensive set, whatever it is, just go.
When Butler beat Villanova here last February, it was really because of Chuck Harris. He had 20 in that ball game. Now that's going to be a travel there on Justin Moore.
And one of the few guys that has gotten a look in close.
Tough fadeaway. Good defense by Justin Moore.
Like a set play for Bo Hodges, go one-on-one, but Moore, as you said, is defensively just so good.
Down inside, Dixon collects, kicks out, extra pass. Moore, foot on the line, it goes.
Just enough space to get that release.
And on the back cut, laying it in, Chuck Harris.
Yeah, that was nice action right there. I believe that was Enzi on the back screen. Harris gets free in the paint. One of the few times Villanova's broken down defensively.
Harris, Butler's leading scorer, but only averages 10.4 a game. As I mentioned, they don't really have that go-to volume score. Now Moore taking it inside. Nice move right around. Driving inside. That one off the mark from Hodges, and Villanova continues to dominate the glass.
Well, he's just doing a great job of boxing out. You saw Hodges try to get to the offensive glass. Moore was not having it. what makes Villanova so difficult. They're not big in terms of size, but boy, are they strong, and are they dedicated to keeping Butler off the offensive glass.
Down inside Dixon. Deep post touch, missed the hook. Got it back. He swung that elbow and clipped Harris. And Chuck Harris stops, pulls, got it.
Young players, notice what Harris did. That's the second time he's gotten to that point here in the game. Find your spot on the floor where you're comfortable. Get to that spot and elevate with confidence.
Harris has been the best offense. He's made all 3 of his shots, 6 points. The rest of the Butler team is 3 of 19. Longino hit 2 earlier, missed
his game.
A little long there. Inzi tried to tap it out. Here is Longino. Kid who only plays 8 minutes a game. Slater thought about it.
Look at that. Everybody shot fake.
High arcing. That was Procious, cannot answer. And again, Villanova blocking out. Down to the deck. Jump ball.
Set up defensively to take that contact. Watch again. He wasn't even in your screen. Comes in and oh no, that one could have gone either way. But I like the effort by Jermaine Samuels to get in position.
Caleb Daniels rises and fires in and out.
Enzi's been out. Missed 7 games with that shoulder injury.
Thompson, nice take. That stops another scoring drought for the Bulldogs there.
See, that was nice because Thompson recognized that Slater, foot speed-wise, could not keep up with him, so he took advantage of that. Butler's got to try to figure out ways to get favorable matchups on that offensive end. Look how well Moore keeps his dribble.
Short on the shot with buckets in this game. Could they do that here? Dangerous pass. No, they will not. Take it away.
Villanova too good off ball defensively to try to thread the needle like that. Just not there.
Slater kicks it up. Moore, 3-pointer, and that one is a little short. Is he able to get 1 of 2?
Well, and against a team like Villanova, this, to some fans and viewers, may seem like an insurmountable lead, but funny things happen in college basketball when you can finish the half on a positive note. Let's see if Butler can develop some confidence going into the break.
Samuels drives with the left hand. That's a couple of times he's had great.
Rarely see Villanova players going to the bucket, not playing on 2 feet.
Speaking of taking it to the bucket, how about the young freshman, Jaden Taylor?
Jaden Taylor wants some contact there, but nice job on the concentration on the finish.
He's had the biggest impact of any of Butler's true freshmen at just under 9 points a game. Gillespie, step back 3.
Oh, man. See, not much you can do with that.
Cutting inside, there's Taylor.
Taylor and Thompson have nice chemistry here in the first half.
That's a 5th-year senior and a young freshman. Daniels in the corner. Here Butler trying to get a little bit closer in the first half that Villanova's dominated. Left hand up and in.
Nice job by Butler recognizing that they can get to the rim on straight line drives if they catch in the right position. When the ball is swung, go, don't hesitate.
Shot clock turned off. And finally a little life in Hinkle Fieldhouse. Is that offensive? Yes. 11 points. So, Stephen, what does Butler need to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, they got to get some stops, first of all, defensive stops. And then they found some success spacing out the floor and going off the bounce on the dribble penetration. Need to look to do that here in the second half.
With the left hand, Samuels off the mark, but there's Dixon, and a hold is going to be called against Butler. And Bryce Golden, his
that time, trying to keep Dixon off the glass is more than a notion.
Yeah, Dixon, he, as we talked about earlier, he's a load. He's been so solid for him this year on the interior. Speaking of solid, Gillespie back to Dixon. Doesn't really ever take a 3-pointer.
But you notice how when Villanova doesn't have a shot, the ball moves.
And then Slater finds it
over the top of the screen. Harris is looking for that catch and shoot.
Enzi tries it from outside. Can't knock it down. Butler's cold shooting continues. It's been an issue for him all season. And a foul on the floor on the Bulldog. Right underneath the basket. Dixon kicking it out. Samuels. No whistle there. Enzi trying to take a charge.
But Hodges was there on the help.
Moore dancing around. Fires.
He doesn't need a lot of space, Brandon, and he's not big. You know, you're talking about a guy at 6'4", but he plays more like 6'7" in the way that he can get his shot off, how strong he is.
And here is Gillespie. Again, it is his 148th game today. Can't get it to go there. Now Butler with a numbers advantage. Lukosius lines it up. Short, and Gillespie flies back in for the rebound.
Well, Lukosius had a good look. That might have gotten this crowd a little bit more involved.
Keeping inside. Wilson with the rim, but Samuels able to keep it alive, and then he throws it away.
It was right there on the baseline.
It's been a quiet day for Enzi on his senior day. Just the 1 point and the 3 fouls.
Now look at this set by Villanova. Look how spaced the floor is. So if you go to help, one of his teammates could be wide open, like this.
Arcidiacono from distance. Too much.
But Villanova staying home defensively.
Hodges, though, able to find his way inside as Gillespie goes tumbling.
Well, it's going to be that kind of second half here where if you're going to the hole, there's going to be contact. Don't look for a whistle. Just keep going.
You see Villanova, they take their time getting the ball out of the net, bringing it up the floor. Everything is so deliberate. This guy, he's the head of the snake, Colin Gillespie. Down inside against Lukosius. Using the pivot foot. Has to kick it out. More. Yes.
Oh, man.
Gives to him.
That's right.
Enzi inside. Up and off. Here's his first bucket.
They need to get a little bit more of that because they overloaded the weak side that time to allow Enzi some space to operate. Butler may want to go back to that set.
Villanova trying to get another win here today. Improve their standing for the NCAA tournament, where right now they're projected as a 3 seed by our Mike DeCourcy. And here's number 3, Brandon Slater taking it to Providence. Those are obviously huge.
Those are huge, and the fact that
Thompson.
But the schedule that Villanova has played, Purdue, Baylor, I mean, they went out and challenged themselves outside of the Big East Conference. So this is a team that's seen every situation that you're going to see in an NCAA tournament. That's what makes them, to me, able to make them up close, man. These guys are very, very impressive in all that they do.
Now they get the offensive rebound. Yeah, they had that 20-point loss to Baylor. They followed it up with a 20-point loss at Creighton to open Big East play, and people were saying, oh, no, what's wrong with Villanova? They got the
Baylor and Creighton have scholarship players as well, so
that one did everything but drop for Taylor, and Butler continues to be pretty cold from the floor, around 35%.
And then you brought this up, Brandon. Look what Villanova does. Butler had a missed 3. The crowd trying to get into it. They come back and they're deliberate, call a set play, and get into their execution.
Longino might have dropped that pivot foot, and he gets the bounce. Longino.
If we could talk to Longino after the season, he would tell you there were times where he was frustrated, where he stuck with it, and now he's being rewarded.
Playing a great game in Villanova with their largest lead now at 20.
Now you've got Moore and Gillespie and Dixon on the bench all getting rest.
And you got Daniels taking it
in there, just kind of shoves Samuels out of the way.
Butler tries to apply some pressure, and then an unforced turnover out in Philly in January, 82-42. And today, unfortunately for the Bulldogs, it's been similar. Another turnover and then a foul committed.
Is still there.
Lukosius, nice move. That was pretty.
He's just got a nice feel for the game. Never seems hurried. That time he knew the move he wanted to get into, froze his defender. It's a nice look.
Two-time Big East Freshman of the Week. Maybe a piece Butler can build around going forward. Rebound coming down.
Harris as well. I think they have a nice, core that they can build around for next season.
Bryce Golden did announce that he will come back for a 5th season, and that's a veteran that gives him 9 points a game this year, number 33, patrolling the inside. And Villanova, meanwhile, they're one of 4 Division I teams that didn't have a transfer come in this offseason.
You educate people on what your culture is, and you can do that.
Taylor trying to take it inside. Strong rebound to Justin Moore. Yeah, and the other 3 programs, Purdue, Connecticut, and Stanford, the only 4 that didn't take a transfer this year in Division I basketball.
UConn and Purdue, in particular, have had excellent seasons as well.
Inside, Golden fading, missed it.
For Villanova, it makes you work so hard to get to the point where you shoot that you've expended so much energy, you may not have enough lift on your shot. Seemed that way for Golden on that release.
And a 3 again. Brandon Slade
haven't had a lot of shots to go down, but a lot of it's had to do with this Villanova defense.
Yeah, Butler now 2 of 21 from long range. Gillespie pulls, he hits. Bench. Everything's been so balanced. Moore with 14, Samuels 11, Longino, Gillespie with 8.
And I like Butler trying to go to this 3-quarter court pressure, but it's not really pressure. It's just designed to take a little bit of time off this, at least get this crowd involved.
Down the lane, Lukosius fading. Got it for the freshman.
Seamus is a lot of upside in his game.
Son of a coach. His father is coach pro over in Lithuania, Kuwait, and Germany.
It shows.
Yeah, he grew up around the game. Gillespie try to pass underneath, taken away. 10 turns.
He's joined by James Akinjo, Baylor, Andrew Nembhard, Gonzaga, Severe Wheeler, Kentucky, and Tiger Campbell for UCLA. So
pretty good company.
Oh my goodness. Outstanding career for Colin Gillespie. And the fact he's overcome an ACL tear.
Yeah, he still has a brace on that left knee. That ACL tear was on March 3rd last year. And now we're at March 5th, 1 year later. Look at the season he's having. Offensive rebound. Longino, his first ever game in double figures with that. 15 shots to get 9 points. Kid who spent his first 3 years at East Tennessee State, now his final 2 in a Butler uniform, and had to battle through a left knee fracture at the start of the season. Been a tough senior year for him. Samuels offensive as Enzi, who's playing with him.
One was against this Villanova squad. I think they kind of wheels fell off against St. John's as well. But outside of that, I mean, Butler's been really competitive. So they can get one win in the tournament. You never know.
Remember, they were up almost 20 points here against Providence. Providence stormed back, beat them by 1 in overtime. But there have been several situations like that where they haven't been able to close out close games. Samuels will just pull up over Enzi, and it rolls out.
I stole it from somebody else, so that's how it goes.
You always stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before you. That's how this works.
That's right.
20th all-time meeting between these two teams. They only played once before Butler came to the Big East, so there's a big jam. Still going up, and this time Daniels on the defensive end, and a little frustration foul there on Aaron Thompson.
To go back home.
Absolutely. That's where it'll be this year. And Villanova on track to be the top 3 seed in the NCAA tournament.
See how these guys catch? Their feet are spaced properly. They catch, they look, they bounce past, 2 hands on the basketball. It sounds old and cliche, but it wins games.
Samuels again just taking regular season title, even though Providence will play 3 fewer games than Villanova. They would have had to go to Seton Hall, to Creighton, and host UConn. If they had lost any of those 3, Villanova would have won the Big East title, but not the case. And those were COVID cancellations that just did not get made up. Couldn't fit them back into the schedule. So there's some Villanova fans that are frustrated about that, but that is the way the cookie crumbled this year, unfortunately, for the Cats.
That's true. And you know what? They make it up in the postseason.
That's right. And drive it.
Floor space. Look at the movement. The ball doesn't stick a lot. Gillespie may have to make a play here.
Longino is getting a block, but he not
just pushing the right buttons at the right time. We'll see what kind of success.
Nice out of back. Here's Gross. Ty Gross getting into the action off the bench. Hit his first shot today, and it goes in. Another kid playing his final ball game of the regular season. Fifth-year senior transfer from Eastern Michigan.
He's trying to double team and trying to do some different things defensively here. Butler, Val Jordan wanting to see some different looks, see if they can force a turnover or two and stay solid here.
Gillespie almost turned it over. Hodges takes it away. He and Samuel. Hodges missed the hammer.
Did you see the hustles by Samuel? Got the ball stolen, put his head down, and got to the rim. And forced Hodges into a miss. Tell you what, I am really impressed with his effort.
You can always put their tape on as an instructional video to young players.
I totally agree. And a lot of young players couldn't maintain this level of intensity like these guys do.
And Hodges sometimes playing long minutes, only logged 14 here today. So you're right, they got some guys some extended rest.
Extended rest, you know, got them game situations so they stay sharp. This is the best case scenario if you're Villanova heading to New York.
Antoine off the bench for the first time. Now a reload. Archie Diacono knocks it down. Again, 2 years at Butler after 3 at East Tennessee State. Not the senior day he wanted. He does finish with 12 points here. Final minute 20.
So teams that I'm looking forward to make some noise out in New York. That St. John's team that plays a type of pressure defense and tempo.
The game right before tip, he said the thing about Butler is they're so much like us that it's a hard matchup. But it has not been because they played so well on both ends of the floor.
Well, he got that concern across to his players because they started this game sharp. I mean, they didn't miss on anything.
They do miss there badly. But a tap out and a rebound. Trey Patterson, and he had it knocked free. Christmas Eve. He looks like he's 45 over there. Maybe not 45. Let's give him 52.
Well, the thing is, he looks even younger when he's allowed to look dapper.
Yeah.
You know, when he puts his suits on, man. No, he's got his team primed for yet another deep postseason run, in my opinion.
His team playing as smooth as he looks over there. 78-59. They dominate from start to finish. A wire-to-wire win for Villanova.